Hello, I'm Inspector Peter Ferrie. I'm the local policing commander for Haverhill. This is the latest of our Haverhill Police News updates. It's the 6th of November 2014. I'm going to start today talking about the general performance of the wider Haverhill area in terms of crime and antisocial behaviour. So far this year we've had 1,216 crimes recorded since April the 1st this year. And that's compared to our three-year average of 1,332. So we are down quite a lot on what I would expect to see, so I'm really pleased with that. Acquisitive crime, which includes burglary, robbery, vehicle crime and shoplifting and other theft offences. We've had 513 of those so far this year in the wider Haverhill area, which includes villages like Clare, Keddington, Withersfield. Our three-year average is 605, so again we're quite a bit down on what I'd expect to see. Public order offences are down to 54 this year so far in the wider Haverhill area compared to a three-year average of 73. So again, down considerably. Antisocial behaviour, we've had 709 incidents so far this year compared to a three-year average of 1,052. So that really is way down, so I'm pleased with that. What we have seen though is small increases in drug offences. So far we've had 70 offences this year. Three-year average of 51, so that is up quite a bit. And also violence against the person offences. We've had 267 this year compared to our three-year average of 254. So it's gone up a bit. All in all though, I'm very pleased with the crime and antisocial behaviour figures for Haverhill and the wider Haverhill area. Detection rates for crime so far this year are 37.2%. which I think is really quite respectable. So I'm happy with those as well. What I do have to tell you about though is a very noticeable increase in theft from motor vehicles over the last few weeks. I gave you the sort of the yearly figures, which are quite good, but over the last few weeks we've been hit really hard for vans and cars being broken into. It seemed that someone new has either moved into town or returned to town to commit this crime. Our crime figures have been massively low for vehicle crime over the last year or so, but this new offender has popped up on estates all over the town for the last few weeks. The Chalkston, the Clements and all the areas in between. It's mainly been targeting cars and vans with sat-navs on display. So you plonk your sat-nav on the dashboard. At night, what I'd ask you to do is to remove those sat-navs instead of leaving them there. If you're leaving them on your dashboards in clear view, it's very likely you're going to have your window smashed and your sat-nav stolen. The offences are nearly all at night and they're all very unsophisticated. It includes either smashing a window to reach in and grab it or crowbarring the door. So really old-fashioned offences, the sort of offences we'd have seen 10 or 15 years ago. And I think one particular criminal has moved back to doing those sort of offences. It's all very old school and very amateurish, but I'm afraid to say we haven't actually been able to catch them yet. My message to you is twofold for anyone that's watching this. Firstly, remove all your sat-navs from vehicles at night. Only takes a couple of seconds to peel it off. The cars and vans that are being targeted have all got sat-navs that have been left on the dashboard. Help us to reduce crime but just by taking yours out at night. It takes a couple of seconds and it's going to save you an awful lot of bother clearing all the glass up or having your door crowbarred. Secondly, if you've been offered a cheap sat-nav in the last few weeks, please let us know. Please ring 101 and tell us the details. This really has been quite an upsetting time for a lot of people who've had their cars and vans targeted. So ring 101 and tell us if you know who might be behind this, please. Thirdly from me today, I'm going to talk about an incident that's been talked about on Facebook quite a bit. There was a bin fire in Cheney Pieces on the 2nd of November. People on Facebook have been complaining that the fire service arrived really quickly and the police service were really slow to arrive. I've looked into this. I've got the police event in front of me here. I don't know if you can see that, but we were called to attend the scene of the fire by the fire service at 22:09. We dispatched units at 22:13, so that's 4 minutes later, and they arrived at the scene at 22:25. Considering that officers at Haverhill cover a very large area, I'm satisfied with having officers at the scene of the fire within 16 minutes of being told about it by the fire service. The fire was dealt with totally by the fire service, minimal involvement from the police once we did arrive. I've got no idea how long the fire service actually knew about the fire before they contacted us to ask for police assistance. I think they only really gave us a call when it became clear that the fire was a little bit bigger than they initially thought it might be, and we had to start thinking about evacuating people from nearby buildings. So I'm grateful for those of you that have discussed this on Facebook, but there's always a story behind the story. I'd always like us to arrive really, really quickly at any important incident, but it took us 16 minutes from getting the call to arriving. Lastly from me today, the theft of a baby pygmy hedgehog from GL Pet Foods in the High Street in Haverhill between Tuesday the 28th and Wednesday the 29th of October. The thief removed the baby hedgehog from a display cage in the shop. The pygmy hedgehog is described as being mostly white with black and brown shadings on its back, so it looks very, very different to a normal hedgehog. It's only about 10 to 15 centimetres in length, so we're talking about sort of that sort of size, so again really, really small. The clue's in the name, it's a baby pygmy hedgehog. It needs a special diet and a heated cage to survive, so whoever it is that's stolen this, unless they know how to handle it and look after this little hedgehog, it's going to die fairly quickly. Any information about whoever might have taken this baby hedgehog, please ring 101 and ask to speak to Sergeant Matt Gilbert. It's not an ordinary hedgehog, it's a baby pygmy hedgehog and it needs special care. So please let us know if you know anything at all about this theft. Thank you very much and I'll see you next time.